We are here. Nothing is rushing us. Nothing is being asked. The day has already done what it could do, and now it is evening inside us. Some parts of us are still awake, thoughts moving slowly, the body not fully settled yet. That is okay. God is here in this moment, not waiting for us to arrive, already present. There is a verse that sometimes comes back at night, not as a thought, but as a memory. He gives his beloved sleep. Psalm 127:2. It doesn't explain anything. It just rests there. We don't have to finish the day before we rest. We don't have to understand it. We don't have to make sense of how we feel. We can let the day remain unfinished. There may still be weight in the chest, or tightness in the shoulders, or a tiredness behind the eyes. We notice it without fixing it. The body knows how to settle when it feels safe. And safety does not come from effort. It comes from presence. God is near enough to carry what we cannot hold right now. If there are thoughts that keep returning, we don't argue with them. We don't follow them either. We let them pass like something moving through the room. Nothing needs a response tonight. We are allowed to stop. Breath comes in. Breath goes out. The surface beneath us is steady. It is holding our weight without asking anything in return. We let our bodies sink just a little more into that support. There is another quiet line that sometimes surfaces in the dark. In peace I will lie down and sleep. Psalm 4:8. It feels less like a promise and more like permission. Peace does not mean everything is resolved. It means we are no longer responsible for resolving it tonight. God remains awake. We do not have to. If gratitude comes, we let it be simple. Not a list, just a sense of being carried. If gratitude does not come, that is also okay. God does not withdraw when we are empty. We are not required to feel faithful. We are only allowed to rest. The jaw loosens. The breath deepens on its own. The body begins to recognize that it can stand down. Whatever was heavy earlier can be set beside us now, not solved. Just set down. God can see it from here. There is nothing fragile about this moment, nothing that can be broken by letting go. We do not fall asleep alone. We are not drifting into silence by ourselves. God is here in the quiet, not speaking loudly, not directing, just staying. If the mind wakes again, we return to the same place. Breath, support, presence. Nothing has gone wrong. The night is doing what it is meant to do, carrying us gently away from effort. We don't need to think our way into rest. Rest is already near. We let the voice soften now, not because something is ending, but because nothing more is needed. We are still here. Nothing has changed that needs our attention. The room has not shifted. The night has not asked for anything new. The body may feel heavier now, or simply quieter. That is the night doing its work. God is still here, not watching closely, just present. If the mind drifts, we let it drift. If it pauses, we let it pause. There is no right pace. Some parts of us are slowing faster than others. That is okay. We are not trying to fall asleep. We are allowing ourselves to be carried toward it. Breath moves on its own. We do not guide it. We notice it. In, out. The chest rises. The chest falls. Nothing else needs to happen. There may still be a sense of responsibility lingering, a feeling that something should be held together a little longer. We do not push that feeling away. We simply let it rest. God can hold what we are releasing. There is a gentle truth that does not need explanation. Nothing is required right now. Not prayer, not focus, not effort. Just being here is enough. If there are unfinished thoughts, they can remain unfinished. If there are unanswered questions, they do not need answers tonight. The night is wide enough to hold them without pressure. We notice the weight of the head, the neck, the shoulders. Gravity is not asking permission. It is simply doing what it does. We allow it. God is not distant from the body. He is near enough to feel the slowing, near enough to carry what loosens. There is a quiet kind of safety that does not announce itself. It simply remains. We do not need to search for it. It is already here. If the eyes want to close more fully, we let them. If they open again, that is fine too. There is no failure in waking. There is no success in sleeping. Only rest, arriving in its own time. We do not rush the process. We do not evaluate it. The night is patient. God is patient. We may remember another line, faint and familiar. Be at rest once more, O my soul. Psalm 116:7. It feels less like instruction and more like permission remembered. We are allowed to rest again, even if we rested earlier, even if we feel like we should still be holding something. The surface beneath us remains steady. It has not moved. It will not give way. We let ourselves trust that support. If warmth spreads, we let it spread. If stillness deepens, we let it deepen. We do not follow thoughts into tomorrow. We do not return to today. We stay here. The voice does not need to fill the silence. Silence is not empty. God is present in the quiet, not speaking, not directing, just staying. If the mind begins to fade at the edges, we do not pull it back. If awareness softens, we allow it. Nothing important is being missed. We are not responsible for keeping watch. God remains awake. We do not have to. The words grow fewer now. Not because we are done, but because the body understands. Rest does not need explanation. We remain where we are. Nothing has pulled us away. The night feels thicker now, not heavy, just settled. The body is learning that it does not need to stay alert. Muscles soften in small places first. The hands, the feet, the space behind the eyes. We don't track the change. We let it happen. God is still here, not closer than before, just as close. If there is a quiet ache somewhere, we do not search for its meaning. We let it be part of the resting. There is room for everything to slow down to year. Breath continues, steady, unconcerned. We notice how the breath does not ask permission to arrive. It simply comes, and then it leaves. We are allowed to follow that rhythm. Thoughts may thin out now, not disappear, just lose their urgency. They no longer need answers. They no longer need to be held. They can drift at the edges without pulling us with them. The sense of time begins to blur. Minutes are not important here. There is only this stretch of quiet. God does not measure this moment. He rests with us in it. If gratitude appears, it may be wordless, not directed, just a sense of relief. If nothing appears at all, that is enough too. The body does not require emotion to sleep, only safety, and safety is already present. There is a line that sometimes stays with us in the dark, barely audible. My presence will go with you, and I will give you rest. Exodus 30:40. It feels less like something spoken now, and more like something already true. The head grows heavier. The neck no longer holds itself upright. We allow that weight to be supported. There is no need to adjust anything. No need to get comfortable in a perfect way. Comfort arrives on its own when we stop arranging it. If awareness dips, we do not pull it back. If it rises again, we greet it gently. Nothing is wrong. The night moves in waves. We float rather than steer. God does not require consciousness to remain near. We do not need to stay with the words. The words are already fading. They have done their work by stepping aside. Silence feels fuller now, not empty, not lonely, just wide. We let the quiet hold us. The quiet is deeper now, not because sound is gone, but because it no longer asks anything from us. Awareness feels softer at the edges. like the lights dimming without being turned off. We do not follow the change, we let it happen. The body knows how to descend when it is not interrupted. There is less holding, less bracing, less checking. The place where the body meets the bed feels warmer now, more spread out, as if the weight has finally been shared. We do not adjust. We allow the support to keep doing its work. God is still here, not leaning in, not stepping back, just present in the same quiet way. If thoughts appear, they arrive without urgency. They do not insist. They do not demand a response. They can pass like shadows across a wall, seen, not followed. The breath has changed on its own, longer on the way out, unconcerned with timing. We let the body breathe the way it wants to breathe. There is no need to stay aware of every moment. Awareness can come and go. Nothing is lost when it goes. The night is wide enough to hold us even when we drift. There is a feeling that sometimes arrives here. Not emotion, not thought, just a sense of being allowed. Allowed to stop monitoring. Allowed to stop holding the shape of the day. Allowed to loosen the inner grip. We do not name it. Naming would pull us back toward effort. We stay with sensation instead. The heaviness behind the eyes, the softness in the hands, the stillness in the legs. These are not signs. They are simply what happens when safety remains long enough. God does not need our attention to remain near. Presence does not require awareness. We can drift without falling away. If the mind briefly wakes, we do not re-enter the prayer. We do not restart anything. We remain exactly where we are. Nothing has been interrupted. There is a memory that sometimes surfaces here, faint and gentle. The Lord is my shepherd. Psalm 21. It does not continue. It does not explain. It rests and then fades. Like everything else, the body is quieter now than the mind. That is okay. Sleep often begins in the body first. Muscles no longer hold their shape. They soften into whatever position they are in. We do not correct posture. Comfort does not need perfection. The night continues without us guiding it. God is not waiting for a final thought, not waiting for a closing word. There is no ending required, only the gradual thinning of effort. The voice becomes less necessary now, not because something is complete, but because rest is closer than words. Silence is not empty here. It is carrying. We let it. The quiet holds steady, not moving forward, not pulling back, just staying. The body has settled into its own weight now. There is less effort in the limbs, less shape in the muscles. We do not check on it. We let the body rest without supervision. Breath moves lower, deeper in the chest, sometimes deeper still. There is no pattern to follow. The body already knows. Thoughts arrive more slowly now. They do not connect to each other. They do not form plans. They appear. They fade. We let them. God is still here, not watching closely, not correcting, simply present in the same quiet way as before. There is no sense of urgency left in the room. Even the night feels unhurried. If there was tension earlier, it has softened without being addressed. If there was worry, it has loosened without being solved. This is how rest works. It does not argue with what was heavy. It waits until the weight no longer needs to be held. We notice the warmth under the body, where contact has been constant long enough to feel safe. The back, the shoulders, the legs. Support does not shift. It remains. We allow ourselves to trust it without thinking about trust. There is less sense of I now, less narrating, less checking in. Awareness becomes wider and thinner at the same time. Not sharp, not focused, just present. If memory surfaces, it does not pull emotion with it. It passes gently. If emotion surfaces, it does not demand explanation. It passes too. Nothing is being gathered tonight. Nothing is being learned. We are not becoming something in this moment. We are simply resting. There is a verse that sometimes rests in the background without words. He will watch over your coming and going. Psalm 121:8. It does not finish the sentence. It does not continue. It simply rests there, like a presence already accounted for. We do not need to remember it clearly. Clarity is not needed. The body no longer holds itself ready. The spine softens. The stomach loosens. This is not something we create. It happens when vigilance ends. We do not congratulate ourselves. We do not mark progress. Progress belongs to the day. The night belongs to rest. God does not require us to stay aware of Him. Presence does not disappear when attention fades. We are allowed to drift. If sleep comes in pieces, that is fine. If it comes suddenly, that is fine too. There is no correct way to rest. The voice is quieter now, not because it is leaving, but because it is no longer needed. Silence has taken over the work. We let it. The night is doing less now. Less movement, less shape, less thought. Even the sense of listening has softened. The body no longer feels like something we are inside of. It feels more like something we are resting within. Weight is fully given over. Nothing is being held back. Breath is quiet enough that we almost forget to notice it. And that is fine. We do not need to stay with it. God is still here, not as an idea, not as a thought, just as a steady nearness that does not change when awareness fades. There is no edge to this moment, no place where something should happen next. Time feels less important now. It stretches without direction. The body may dip in and out of awareness. That is not interruption. That is rest beginning to take hold. If a thought appears, it feels far away. It does not pull us back into effort. We do not return to the prayer. We do not resume anything. We remain. The muscles have forgotten their jobs. They no longer hold posture. They simply exist where they are. The face softens. The mouth rests open or closed without intention. There is nothing to manage here. God does not need us to stay present, to stay near. The night carries us even when attention thins. If sleep comes now, it comes gently. If it comes later, the waiting is not tense. There is no rush toward unconsciousness. There is only drifting. The voice feels almost unnecessary now, not because something has ended, but because the body understands what to do next. Silence is doing the work better than words. We let it. The night feels wider now, not expanding, just no longer close. Awareness thins like fog lifting without direction. There is less sense of being inside a moment, more sense of floating within it. The body no longer checks itself. No scanning, no holding. Whatever position you are in has become enough. Breath moves quietly in the background. It does not announce itself anymore. We do not follow it. God is still here, not felt, not searched for, just present in the same steady way as before. Presence does not change when attention fades. Thoughts are rare now. When they appear, they feel distant, like something remembered briefly and then forgotten again. They do not attach. They do not linger. We do not bring ourselves back. The edges of awareness soften further. There is no clear center anymore. The body rests without being told to rest. This is not something to hold on to. There is nothing to keep. If sleep arrives, it does not interrupt anything. It simply continues what is already happening. If it pauses, the pause is gentle. There is no sense of waiting, no expectation. The night is not moving toward a conclusion. It is simply deepening. God does not require recognition. He remains even when we do not notice. There is nothing fragile about this quiet, nothing that needs guarding. We are not responsible for staying here. Drifting is allowed. The voice feels almost unnecessary now. Words fall away without effort. Silence is not empty. It is full enough to hold everything without naming it. We let it do that. The quiet has almost no edges now. There is very little sense of here or there, just a soft being held. The body is no longer checking itself. No signals, no corrections. Weight is fully given over. Nothing is suspended. Breath continues somewhere far in the background. So quiet, it no longer feels like something to notice. We do not follow it. We let it be. God is still here, not nearer, not farther. Presence does not change with awareness. Thought is nearly gone now. What remains is not thought at all, just rest. There is no sense of needing to stay, no need to drift either. Both are allowed. The night feels deep, but not heavy, full, but not crowded. The body has stopped asking questions, stopped waiting. This is where words naturally fall away, not because something is finished, but because nothing needs to be carried anymore. Silence is doing what words cannot. If sleep takes you now, it does so gently. If it comes later, there is no tension in the waiting. Nothing is being missed. God does not leave when consciousness fades. He remains without recurring witness. The voice does not need to stay, not because it is ending, but because it has already stepped aside. The night continues on its own,